safety lab, okay? So we've got our safety gear on, we've got our goggles and our aprons, so we're going to be protected, right?
Yes.
So we know what happens when water and cooking oil are put together. Who can tell me? Raise your hand. Yes.
I think they kind of float.
Okay, they float. One of them sinks. Okay.
They don't mix together.
I'm sorry?
They don't mix together.
They don't mix together. Awesome. So we know what happens when water and cooking oil get together. They don't mix. Do you all know what happens when you add food coloring? Right. Pay attention. Why don't you answer the question? What happens when you put food coloring in water and oil?
Floats to the top.
Okay, so let's see. So we have our directions here, and it tells us to pour 40 milliliters of cooking oil into a graduated cylinder. Here's our graduated cylinder. Here's our cooking oil.
I hate cooking oil. All the oil don't mix.
Okay, good. Yeah, when you were paying attention, we went over that. Okay, so we've got 40 milliliters. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
All right. Now our instructions tell us to slowly add 40 milliliters of water to the oil. So to measure the water, we're going to put it in here first before we put it. And I went over a little bit. I'm going to pour a little bit back. Okay, so now we've got just about 40 milliliters of water. Everybody see? Okay, so we're going to slowly add the water to the cooking oil. Okay, so who can tell me what happens? Raise your hand, Camille.
It's how you say it? It's separating.
Separating, okay, yes.
It's bubbling.
Okay, it's bubbling. Quaisha?
It looks a little sticky.
Okay, yes.
It's not real, the bubbles, they're not really moving a lot like it usually does in water. What it is doing is usually just staying in its place.
Awesome. Great observation. Yes.
It's not dissolving.
Okay, good.
Look
Yes.
at the oil at the top.
Awesome, great. The oil's at the top. You want to say something else?
The water is at the bottom now and the oil's at the top.
Okay, great. Alrighty, so now we're going to add 2 drops of coloring, food coloring. That's what our instructions tell us to do. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, so observe what the food coloring is doing. Oh, we've got to stir it. Just a second.
Is that red?
It's red food coloring. Stir it up. So what did the food coloring do? Aaliyah?
It stayed in the oil.
Okay, it stayed in the oil. Good. Quaisha?
It looks like tiny blood spots.
Awesome observation. Great. Camille?
It looks like it's not mixing in with the oil really. It's just like kind of just tiny drops just floating around, chilling.
Good. Great. Okay, everybody see? Alrighty. So what we're going to do now is in our composition books, we're going to write what we observed, okay? What happened when we added the water to the oil, and also what happened when we added the food coloring to the oil. And we're going to let this sit for a while, and we're going to see what happens as time goes on, okay? And record our observations. So go to your seat. You can take your goggles and your aprons off.